Hey people, welcome to the channel. Great video I'll be reacting to, and I want to give proper credit. This is Fred CPO Culture Thug. You have the channel there. I suggest you watch the video. I think it's very intelligent the way in which he approaches violent confrontation. We're living in times in which society is more violent, more polarized than ever before. Even normal ass people are suddenly reacting in violent, unnecessary ways. That's the way the society is being manipulated. That's the way in which social engineering is working. And I think it's always a good idea to learn from people that do these things. In this case, Fred, the bodyguard, well, he's just fucking Fred the bodyguard. He's a bodyguard for a guy that goes around filming some of these things on the streets.
Takeaways, garden centers, train stations, Led Zeppelin tribute concert, water, outer space, in your mum's house, your dad's house, yeah, graveyard, yeah.
Yeah, he's saying all of the places in which he was in fights, which, you know, it's cute and nice, but this is what I really want you to see and learn from. He's very intelligent, and that's always good. It's always good to be intelligent, not to be an idiot, right? And he's very intelligent in the way in which he analyzes and understands what's the best thing to do with all of these confrontations. A lot of this is about understanding the levels of violence, of tension, of saving face, of putting the other guy in a position where he has to fight with you, because if not, he looks like a coward in his group of lazy, drunk idiots. You know, all of these things, super interesting.
Show the wider world what's really happening in our towns and cities across Europe. In this first episode, we'll analyse some street videos involving my clients Kurt Kaz, Charlie Veach and DJ Media. We'll also be taking a look at some training videos with my personal friend, Bodyguard and Combatives instructor Julian Mason. And we'll be analysing the psychology behind antisocial behaviour and what you can do about it. So let's take a look at my most recent trip to the EU, where I visited Frankfurt with Kurt Kaz.
Maintain order, ordnung. Lots of little stores. Hey bro.
Bro, wait, camera, bro.
Why?
Bro, not for me,
Why? Chill out, chill. Don't walk I'm not filming you.
As you can see, this guy's approached us in a really aggressive manner when all we're doing is walking down the street filming.
Now, as smart as he is, and I love the video, that's why I'm reacting to it, he's not being completely honest here. Let me explain. He later says that always the best, I mean, he probably will agree with me. I'm pretty sure that if I had Fred the bodyguard here, he would agree with avoid a confrontation. Always avoid confrontation. Always avoid problem. The problem for him is that he's the bodyguard of someone that is doing things that he knows will end up in some kind of confrontation, hopefully not too violent, but he knows he's doing things that can end up in confrontation, even though you're perfectly legally allowed to do so. In this case, filming on the street. Are you allowed to film on the street? Yes. Is it perfectly legal to? Yes. Are you, can you? Yes. Now, is it maybe the best, wisest thing for you to do so as to avoid confrontation with people? Definitely not. Does a 19-year-old, a 15-year-old girl walking with a mini skirt at 3 a.m. in a neighborhood full of thugs, should she have the right to do that? Yes, she does. She has that right. Is it the smartest thing to do? Probably not. For sure. Probably not. You go with your most expensive Rolex and gold chains and dress with fucking diamonds down a dangerous part of town. Can you do it? Do you have the right? Simply because I have the right, it does not mean that it's the smartest thing for you to do. And both of them know it. The YouTuber knows it. Fred the bodyguard knows it. But of course, that's his job. His job is, in spite of the person he's protecting putting himself in a little bit more of a confrontational situation, he has to protect the guy.
Oh, wait, camera, bro.
What?
Right? So let's backward. All right? He's walking
Lots of
past
little stores. Hey bro.
Bro, wait, camera, bro.
Why?
He could have walked away. He could have continued walking with the camera in spite of having filmed the guy that does not want to be filmed. Probably because he's a criminal. Probably he's up to no good. Probably he's a thief, pickpocketer. You know, probably something like that. But you could continue walking, right? You can continue walking, checking your six, making sure, you know, he's not following and throwing a bottle in your head or whatnot. But he chooses to engage. That is honestly the thing you want to avoid. You don't have this job. You're not Fred the Bodyguard, right? So I'm telling you, don't engage. And if you're walking filming as a tourist, just sweep by it and continue. Don't focus the thing on the obvious criminals.
No, not for me, صاحبي.
Why? Chill out. Don't walk. I'm not filming you.
As you can see, this guy has approached us in a really aggressive manner when all we're doing is walking down the street filming. He's clearly trying to provoke an aggressive response from us and does not expect that I'm going to lower my tone and talk to him in a totally normal way. This gives him nothing to bounce off and nothing to justify what he wants to do in the future.
Say hello.
So he brings up the hand. A couple of the things that Fred is not telling you. Fred looks like a guy that can handle himself. Fred stands, with a head high, right, looking but like a very secure person. He has the tattoos. He's obviously not afraid. And when a thug looks at someone that is not afraid, okay, yeah, he's not a little old lady. He's not a guy that is cowering and running away from me. He's just standing as if he can actually beat the living shit out of me. So they even though he's not the smartest individual, he does have a little bit of street smarts. And that little bit of street smarts that has kept him alive so far is,
You like MMA?
Yeah, of course.
Very nice, bro.
Yeah,
you like MMA? Oh, yeah, I do like MMA, yeah. Oh, very nice. Handshaking. Okay, yeah, we are good. Honestly, I don't like the bottle here. I would be very careful about giving his hand, because if he grabs my hand and he keeps it there and slams you with a bottle in the head, that could be something dangerous. So keep a little bit of distance. Fred seems to be very much aware of that, so he's standing at a certain distance and the hand ready to, But this guy, you MMA? Yeah, I MMA. Oh, okay, so I will not start a fight with the guy that does MMA. That's a smart thing to do.
Where you from, bro?
England.
Bro.
Will you come to me?
In contrast,
Bro, don't film me. Bro, I'm stealing here. Bro, don't film me.
These guys that you see on the street corners are up to no good, obviously. I'm not accusing them, but there's a lot of dealers around this area.
when I put my arm out in what Jeff Thompson calls the fence, I can get tactile feedback as to what someone's intentions are. If they press forward, I know that I'm in more danger. If they retreat, I know that I'm in less danger. If they hang around, I know that they're looking for an opportunity.
Actually, very smart. So he does this in all of the videos. And this is something you should do. Like, and again, things, I'm not inventing anything. Fred is not inventing anything here. These are known things. For people that have worked in securities and bars and in clubs and whatnot, the thing of the hands here, right? Sir, yeah, please go over there, calm down. And the hand of, dude, I'm not looking for trouble. You know, this is a lot less violent than this. When you do this, like, dude, you want to fight? This is the position in which your hands go. Now, doing this is really not all that different, and your hand is ready to grab, to stop something. Your hands are already up, all right? So he knows that, and what he says also, it's like a finder, you know? It's like I'm putting someone in this, you know, dude, calm down. I'm not looking for a fight with you. Can we please calm down? I'm not looking to fight you, but your hand is here. And if the guy keeps on pushing with the chest, you know what he's up to. If the guy stays where he is, he probably doesn't want to fight. He backs away, even better, right? But if he keeps on pushing on that, well, at least you have him here so as to use your other hand for whatever is necessary, or, you know, use some of your other tools. Fred seems to like using the elbow. Elbow will work. Kicks will work too.
Guy's wearing 2 pairs of pants. He's probably a shoplifter, but he could be concealing something else. It's the middle of summer, so he's probably not cold. He went from not being seen at all into making himself the star of the show.
So why the guy with 2 pants? Yeah, obviously a shoplifter. You know, he has several layers of clothing that he probably stole. This actually looks pretty new. Anyway, it doesn't matter. These are just 2 criminals drunk lying on the streets, and when he films them, they don't like it, so they approach him.
Chill out. Don't walk aggressive to us, right? Don't be aggressive. Don't be aggressive. Right?
What are you filming me for?
Why not? Film.
The next thing
His hands, you know, the frustration of the crackhead dude here. He's tensing up, and his hands. Again, people that are, he's just angry, he just wants to throw, and he could punch you in the face, and if your hand is not up, he could punch you in the face, knock you down, break your neck, whatever. So always the good idea of your hand going up. Your hands going up, right? Why is he using just one hand? Well, little surprise here.
Why not? Film.
The next thing
Because I'm filming.
Because you're filming me.
So they start throwing insults and whatnot, and that's okay.
he's acting unhinged and barking like a...
Yeah, you did. Well, you didn't, did you? Yeah, you did.
He's using one hand because he has something else in the other hand. He actually has an umbrella, which just goes to show, that Fred is a clever individual, right?
And nonce and what else did he call me down there?
Now they keep on pushing this because now they start filming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now these colorful individuals, these two seems to be drunk locals. There's a bunch of boat people out of a fucking small boat over there, right? So you have a variety of people here. The problem is again filming the criminal activity or filming the criminals.
It's fine.
He starts throwing stuff at him, right?
You're gonna film me now, mate. You're gonna film me now. Go on then.
They're drinking. There's only me and my client. After having multiple projectiles launched at me, I decided to deploy the umbrella for its intended purpose, which is to dispel liquids away from the person.
The umbrella is super smart. The umbrella is very clever. The umbrella is something that I've explained, dedicated chapter in Street Survival Skills, which is, there you go, umbrella as a weapon. And there are a couple of very simple, very effective techniques, simple stances. I've done these things before, actually in this country, right, using the umbrella. And even when it comes to using the umbrella, not to fight anyone, right, we're always nice people, but having the umbrella, just holding it, walking in a crowded area in London with an umbrella that I'm pretty sure is the exact same brand he has. You walk with the umbrella and just keeping the umbrella close to you, but in a little bit of a higher position. When you're walking around, you're not shoving the umbrella. That would be violent and aggressive. That could, provoke some reaction. No, you're just walking and you keep it here, and they just, oh, the umbrella's over there. People that walk by you, oh, that umbrella, if you move it a couple inches closer, you could be in a position where you can easily fuck me up in the face with it. Yes, indeed, sir. That's why I have it. Because that's why I have the fucking umbrella. I'm not worried about water falling from the sky. I'm worried about this, right? So we think alike. And I keep it, in a position where if I move it a little bit closer, I could really hurt you in the face if I want to. But I'm not doing that because this is like chess. I keep it in a position, but it's not close enough to your face where you can see that there's a provocation. I'm not being, provocative and inciting something, but you're aware. That thing with the metal tip is over there, so I'll just keep my distance. Even a little bit of, when it's very crowded, a little bit of pushing, right?
You do that, I'll fucking destroy you.
And deploying the umbrella, it's not because, no one wants to get a bottle. These guys probably, you don't know if it's acid, probably piss in this case. I don't want to have a piss from some hobo all over me or piss from anyone. Not only that, but even if it's a glass bottle that could easily hurt you if it hits you in the head, the umbrella is very, very likely to stop it completely. If not, at the very least, slow it down so as to be a lot less dangerous. So the umbrella, not only can it be used, but you can actually open it up, right? It creates distance. It also covers you. If you have, even with a knife, if the guy is trying to stab you, you cover. The guy does not have the same vision of you, right? You're hiding behind something. It's not going to stop a knife. I can jam that thing in someone's eye, in someone's face, hurt someone with it, but it's better than having nothing at all, for sure.
As the assailants approach my fence, he now gets an even bigger smile on his face because he sees an opportunity for potentially imminent revenge and feels even more confident because he's with all his mates.
Right. Wow, it's several of them. And that guy got slapped, right? Fred slapped the guy that got a little bit too close, and that's the right thing. I have no argument. It is continuous. There's a lot of them. So you need to do you need to put people in their place when it's, you keep retrieving away, you keep walking away, and they keep closing in. Why is it that none of these assholes can wear a fucking belt? I don't know. Steal a belt, while you're at it. But anyway, this guy, this stick is here so he could jam the tip I think it's the same umbrella I have. He could jam the metal tip in the guy's face, which would be, you know, you can even get in trouble with the law. What if you take the guy's eye out? You can probably end up having to pay this scumbag a lot of money because of, no, he just slaps him, right? He did like this, like, I'm about to hit you, so he doesn't wait. He uses the umbrella. This is actually, you know, it's exactly what I explained in the chapter here. Instead of having your hand up, it's the umbrella up. If this guy throws a punch, the umbrella is blocking his face. Not only that, you can whack the guy in the head with the umbrella. There's two of them, so having a weapon, even an umbrella, is much better. But he slaps the guy, and the guy does not like being slapped. Because not only he's not slapping and just, no, he's slapping and saying, you want more of that? There's more where that came from, right? He slaps him, and the guy retreats.
Even though I've previously told him that if you do X, I'll do Y, the guy still decided to advance on me. At this point, as he enters my personal space, I slap him.
And now the umbrella, right? The umbrella. He gets the umbrella ready. I think it's the same one I have. Maybe mine is a little bit longer, but and I had two options. The grip was two kind of grips. This is, yeah. He starts putting the little buckle on the umbrella so as to not have it because he previously opened it up. So he makes sure it's tight there. Almost gets hit by a bus, so careful with that.
In a stressful situation, you don't rise to the occasion. You sink to the level of your training. So unless I've actually used this umbrella to hit someone before, or trained and practiced with it, I'm going to fumble it.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, it needs to be something very, I mean, you can do the stick fighting, and stick fighting is very cool, and you can go, you know, but with the umbrella, there's certain things, it's not, these are fiberglass. Now, if it's the same one I have, these are fiberglass. It's gonna hold, right? But still, you have lots of things that could start breaking apart. So holding it here, right, a little bit shorter, especially if you don't need all of the length, I feel better about a grip closer to here than just holding it from the actual umbrella grip, which, by the way, is a little bit more likely to break off because it's not part of the fiberglass rod, you know? There he's changing grip.
You're big with the ball now, aren't you? You're big. Put the ball down and do it. Put the ball down and do it. Yeah, there we go. Now we go.
Very smart from the YouTuber. The YouTuber says something that at first would sound like, oh, you're elevating the level of violence by saying, if you're a man, fight like a man. He's actually very smart because when he says that, it is like, it's like in chess. You've got checked, right? In chess. It is, you don't have an option because I just challenge your manhood. You're a coward. Fight like a man. Fight like a man, not with a bottle, with a weapon, right? So if he keeps on using the bottle in front of his drunk buddies, he's gonna look like a coward. No, I've been challenged to fight like a man, and the idiot does that.
You're big with the ball now, aren't you? You're big. Put the ball down and do it. Put the ball down and do it. Yeah, there we go. Now we go.
Here you can see he's trying to goad me into calling me a pussy.
Right. Now, our friend Fred here does something that I probably don't agree a whole lot with. When the guy puts the bottle down,
more dangerous. He's actually making it much safer, really, because he's encouraged him, one, to put the weapon away and fight like a man. So he's actually de-escalated the situation, even if it's just by one step.
There we go. Fight like a man.
Fight like a man. He has to fight like a man. If not, he's a coward. Right now, some people will not give a shit and just slam you with a bottle or throw the bottle at you, you know. But it's a clever thing. You challenging the manhood. Fight like a man. Now, Fred still has the umbrella, and that's the part I don't agree, because he does like this. You know, he might as well go like, dude, you're not in the gym, right? Yeah, no, you're not in the gym. Now, our super ninja martial artist gets his stance. I think the best thing for Fred to do there would have been not drop the umbrella. I dropped the bottle, you still have an umbrella. I don't want to fight. Dude, I don't want to fight. We just keep on walking away. I don't want to fight. I'm not leaving the umbrella because I'm not fighting you. So I'm not looking to any of this. Oh, but he said we should fight like a man. No, we don't want to fight. We don't fight. He just dropped the bottle. You just got what you wanted. You dropped the bottle. Instead of handing over the umbrella, like, okay, let's see how this goes. And of course, it's going to go exactly as you would expect with someone that gets into Goku Dragon Ball fucking stance, which is, yeah, this is asking to get fucked up in the face, which he does. He gets punched in the face and a kick. Ooh, he just threw a combo. He actually knows how to fight. He slapped me and then he kicked me, right? You can't go, instead of slapping, going with fist to the jaw, what would have that achieve? Well, he would have hit him. Do I want to get this guy, this drunk guy, in the jaw with a solid hit, make him go unconscious, fall and crack his skull, and now I need to deal with this with the police because I just probably killed a guy? No. Slapping is the right thing to do. Slapping and, as he explains, kicking.
Unless you've trained as a fighter, aren't used to having your vehicle's mechanics taken away from you, and it actually takes away your confidence.
So he's absolutely right in terms of kicking and whatnot. And then there's a couple more, but it's basically the same thing. The idea of de-escalation. Now, a part of the video that I honestly do not agree with is this one last here.
Combatives and martial art is that combatives were designed for the worst case scenario. It was designed for soldiers going behind enemy lines. So that's where we have a look at.
Combatives were not designed for soldiers behind enemy lines. Soldiers that go behind enemy lines, they fight with these things actually. And Colt M4 carbine caliber 5.56, buddy. That's what soldiers use in combat. They don't use any of your combatives. If you think that soldiers are gonna use your combatives, you're dead wrong. You have very little idea of what you're talking about. Now, soldiers do receive combatives training. Every country has some system. Lately, the United States may be the country that has the most financing for all of this nonsense. Those guys will probably do some kind of MMA. At the end of the day, the Marine Combatives? I don't know, whatever is that the name. But what I do know that's basically a mixture of different things, borrowing from here and there. Basically a watered down MMA version for someone that is not an actual MMA fighter, right? Someone that is not an MMA fighter can still learn basic things so as to, last resort, kind of have an idea of how to throw hands. Basically, that's what it comes down to. It is not that combatives are what deadly ninja elite special forces soldiers use. No. You know what actual special forces guys that actually want to know how to fight do? They do MMA. MMA is what they do as well. And if you think that just because you're an elite soldier, let's say Navy SEAL, well, you saw what happens when a Navy SEAL fights an MMA fighter. If not, check some of the, as dumb as Sean Strickland can be at times, and I really like the guy because his heart is definitely in the right place. But this thing of fighting with everyone, well, it does show you what happens when a Navy SEAL fights a former World War champion in MMA. He gets his ass kicked, and that's the Navy SEAL that actually trains in MMA. The Navy SEAL that does not even train in MMA will get even, he will get completely dominated by the MMA guy, even he's not a champion. If what you do is, and this is one of those, my wife was asking, what is our, is he doing MMA? No, he's doing a little bit of striking today. A little bit of grappling, a little bit of wrestling. So, when every single day of the week, you're doing a different, martial arts discipline and combining those all so as to be effective fighting in a fucking cage, yes, you're doing MMA. But that's the big difference between the people that actually will win in a hand-to-hand fight and people that will not. If you think that someone that learned any of these combatives, talking about Krav Maga, talking about whatever bullshit the Russians have, any of these things, these combatives are not secret ninja things, touch of death, that people will use to win against someone that is a trained mixed martial arts fighter. And when I say MMA, I'm talking about MMA that actually works, the martial arts that are used in combat fights, right? Not, I do kung fu, I do karate, kung fu, and whatever Steven Seagal is. No, I'm talking about things that actually work. So striking, grappling, wrestling, kicking. When you combine all of these, you're going to be a far more effective fighter than this thing of, that's what, no. Again, soldiers use what I just showed you. Soldiers use guns, and they have some training, and mostly, to be completely honest, it's about building up confidence, giving you some basic idea of what you're supposed to do. Now, there's going to be some special forces in some country. I think that the GIGN in France, they're very big on doing lots of kickboxing and being very, very fit and doing a lot of hand-to-hand combat and a lot of sparring. The GIGN guys do that a lot. They're very fit. You see lean, quick guys. But in general, it's a gun. If you're a soldier, you fight with a gun. You're not a knife fighter. You're not a knife. I did an interview recently in my Spanish channel with a guy that does knife fighting, Creole knife fighting. The guy is constantly sparring with knives. You know what he told me? He said, Fernando, you know how they say that in every knife fight you get cut? I don't get cut in a knife fight against an average person that is not training his life dedicated to sparring, fighting with knives. I'm not going to get cut by any average person that attacks me with my knife. And he's right, because that's the thing he specializes on. If you specialize on hand-to-hand fighting, you're going to be much better than the guy that does not do that. If you specialize, you're not going to beat the whatever champion or top 10 or top 5 or top 50 guys in the country that do practical shooting. You're not going to beat them in putting rounds on target as fast as you do, unless you're on that top 50 or that top 5 or that top 10, right? Those are the guys that are going to shoot for accuracy and speed better than you do. It does not mean you're a soldier, right? Soldiers will also involve a bunch of other stuff that is not just shooting accurately, but when it comes purely at shooting accurately at a target, with not even having a no-shoot target in there, dude, it's in less than a second that it's going to be 3 guys that are getting a round each in the chest. Easy. Maybe 2 seconds, something like that. It is very quick for people that specialize on these things, right? That's the thing that I think is missed here by the trainer, or this guy right here. Folks, that's going to be all for now. I hope you learned something interesting. Mostly, I hope you learned something interesting about lowering the level of confrontation, understanding that people that kind of go looking for these confrontations, we will likely find them, and how that does not have to be you. Avoid it as much as you can. Always the best advice. Take care. See you next time.